But this morning, and back to Psalm 19, if you could migrate back there, I'd like to show you the last reason why I believe the Bible is true. And this will begin our new series on the power of the Scriptures, the book that can change us. And the reason that I believe the Bible is true is built upon what Christ believed and the apostles believed, and its endurance, and its unity, and its scientific accuracy, and its historical accuracy. But the accuracy that you can demonstrate today is that this book, if opened up to a receptive heart, can utterly change the person's life. What would cost you thousands of dollars and endless time in therapy is just a poverty-stricken shell of what you could get in an instant from the powerful author of this book, because this book is perfect. Well, Psalm 19 introduces us to the wonderful truth of this book, and I want to show you starting in verse 7, and we're going to, in the weeks ahead, actually start in verse 1, but this morning is only an overview and only an introduction. But let me read to you 7, 8, and 9. It says, the law of the Lord, and by the way, there are 6 synonyms that are used for the Scriptures: the law, the testimonies, the statutes, the commandments, the fear, and the judgments. So the law of the Lord is perfect, and there are 6 attributes that are given. The law is perfect, the testimonies are sure, the statutes are right, the commandments are pure, the fear is clean, the judgments are true. But it says the law of the Lord is perfect, and it says there are 6 different effects that law gives. And it says here that the perfect law can restore the soul. A high-ranking medical official of California once said, and I'll never forget this in the paper, he said, if we could find a cure for guilt, he said, we'd empty half of our hospitals in California. He said, those people are racked with guilt, and he says they're having mental problems, and they're having emotional shipwrecks, and they're having all kinds of, because of guilt. You know what the Bible says? It says, and this is God's self-description. Here, the power of Scriptures are saying they can change me. And we're introduced to what God thinks of the Bible. And He says, my book is perfect. And it can restore your soul. It can restore your mind. It can restore your emotions. It can restore your happiness, your peace, your tranquility. The Scriptures then are said to be perfect. And God's testimonies, the testimonies of the Lord in the middle of verse 7 are sure. They can make wise the simple. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to have titles and degrees. The psalmist said, I have more knowledge than all my teachers if I know you and if I know your testimonies. The simplest saint with divine wisdom has far more than the greatest prolific writing scientist, because they have true wisdom, and he might only have facts that he doesn't even understand. Verse 8, the precepts of the Lord are right. They rejoice the heart. The second part of verse 8, the commandment of the Lord is pure. It enlightens our eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean. It lasts forever. The judgments of the Lord, they're true. They are righteous altogether. And basically what the psalmist tells us is that God has titled His Word in 6 ways. He calls it His laws, His testimonies, His statutes, His commandments, His fear, and His judgments. And He says that my law is perfect, my testimonies are sure, my statutes are always right, my commandments are always pure, the fear of the Lord always leads to cleanness, and my judgments are always true. And He says, when you get to know my perfect law, it will restore you. And when you get to know my sure testimonies, you'll get wisdom. And when you know my right statutes, your heart will overflow with rejoicing. And when you see my pure commandments, your eyes will get clear. And when you see my clean fear, you'll endure forever. When you accept my true judgments, they will vindicate you forever. This little section, these 3 little verses in Psalm 19 that we're going to spend the next many weeks on, reveal the Word in a whole new, powerful, and refreshing way. And that's my prayer. I guess when I think about this book, it's just ever new and ever powerful and ever refreshing in my life. And basically, what we get is God's purpose and plan for His Word. Why He wrote it and what He wants us to do with it. It's His review on the new product He's manufactured. This Word is the product of God manufactured. Actually manufactured. It wasn't made by man. It was divine manufactured. This book. and why He did it. It's the operator's manual. It gives us how to operate our life, our spirit, our body, our time,